build a cabin nobody can find. I'm gonna move way back in the mountains. I'm gonna leave this old city behind.
Okay, well, if you watched my previous videos, you'll see that the last video I had the well drillers come in and drill a well. I would like to get that pump installed this year. I came up here last weekend to do it, and there was 3 inches of snow on the ground. Kind of bummed me out a little bit. I seen the weather report. It's supposed to be today and tomorrow. It's supposed to be nice. Fortunately, it's my day off today and tomorrow. So I came up here today to try to bust my butt and get this well pump in and pump some water before I call it a winter and wait till springtime to do the rest. I'm using the pitless adapter because of the snow and the freezing. I gotta dig down 4 feet or so, drill a hole in the side of the well casing, and I can attach the pitless adapter, string my pump down there, and turn on some batteries and start pumping some water hopefully before the day's out. I decided to go with a DC pump, a 24 volt DC pump, thinking if I want to change it out in the future I will. But because I'll have a little tank I'll fill up for the cabin, and when I'm not here, maybe some of this excess power that I'm making will pump water and just start filling up a pond down there. So there's the pump. It's a 24 volt. Let's see if I can zoom in here for you. 24 volt DC pump. I don't know, it's just one I don't know a good one from a bad one. It's just one I picked up off the internet. I seen that it had the solar pump, stainless steel, all that kind of good stuff. Stainless steel pitless adapter with stainless steel fittings. They do make those in brass, but I just went with stainless steel because I thought it was better. Rope to tie my pump off to the pipe and my wire. So anyway, the first thing I did when I got here was I took that pipe and strung it all out, and so it would kind of be more pliable hopefully. And I measured from that tree right there behind the well casing. I had a 100-foot tape measure, and I measured right there. There's a stick and a hammer on the ground. Right there's 100 feet. So I know my well's 140 feet. I'm pretty sure the static water is at 70 feet. So I'm gonna do maybe 120, 130 feet, I guess. So I guess I'll just start digging that down in there, and I might drop a line down to see what the static water's at. I'm not sure yet, see what time does, but I better get digging, get this day going. Okay, so got my hole dug, and I kind of made me a little trench here to run that pipe out because my powerhouse is going to be down there a little bit, and that line's going to go into that powerhouse. So I'll just bring it out, stub it out of the ground there for a while till like springtime. When I get that thing set, I can re-dig to that. But let's go down in here. So there's my well casing and ground level. Now I'm down right there is about 4 feet. So I'm going to drill a hole in the side of that well casing with this hole saw bit, and then I will feed this pitless adapter through there, and I'll show you how that goes as soon as I get the hole drilled. I'm thinking of sticking maybe a magnet in there or something that can catch that piece of metal so it doesn't fall to the bottom of the well. I don't know what else to do. I've been thinking about that. I don't know what the normal well guys do when they drill a hole through there. Do they just let that fall to the bottom of the well or what? I'm not for sure, but I'm going to try to capture that hole saw, that piece of metal, with a magnet inside this bit here. See what happens. Hopefully it works out well. If it goes to the bottom, I guess that's normal. I don't know what else to do, but so I'm gonna get to drilling and see if I can get this thing in the ground before the day's over. So I put a little magnet inside that hole saw bit. Hopefully when I drill through that casing, that metal will stick to that magnet instead of dropping all the way down the well casing. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure what they're supposed to do if it drops down. So my little magnet trick actually did a pretty good job. I actually caught most of the metal shavings, and it stopped that metal plug from going down in the well casing. So not a bad idea. I'm pretty pleased. I got my hole in the side of my well casing for my pitless adapter. Now I'm going to start dropping my pump down. I'll slide my pitless adapter through the hole, put my seal and my nut on it, then I can put my barb fitting on that, and my wires will come out the top of that. I'll tie my rope off to my well casing, and then my water line will come right out this ditch. So let's get dropping the well down there, or the pump I mean. So put pipe tape on your fitting, and then tighten that down to your pump. When you put your hose clamps on, I'm going to use 2 of them. I'm going to put one way and one the other way, I guess kind of thinking that when you tighten them down, they're going to tighten down and make it a tighter fitting. So what I'll do is, got a good clean cut on the front of this. I'll heat it up so I can put it on this barbed, stainless steel barbed 1-inch fitting here. Tighten them down good. So then I'll tie my rope off to the pump, wire it up. I'll wire it up with my wire here. I'm using number 10 SO cord, SOOW. So I'll crimp it, I'll put shrink tube around it, I'll tape everything off real good, zip tie them all together every so many odd feet going up the pipe. So when I drop this pump and everything down the well, and that end down there will have my pitless adapter and fittings. So let me get the rest of this done. I heard bowline knot's going to be the tightest knot. That's the knot that I tied, was a bowline knot. One thing about tying these knots, if you can't tie a knot, tie a lot. Cut this little straggler off and I'll tape it off real good and zip tie everything up tight. I'll even tape these off right here. Hose clamp ends here, I'll tape them off, and just if it does rattle around in there or something by the motion of the pump, they don't slice through a wire or my rope. Then I will wire up my cord here and we'll drop it in the hole. Okay, so I've got my knot tied off to my pump. I've got my hose clamp fittings taped off good. Now all I got to do is wire up my pump to my SO cord, 10 gauge. I'll strip it off, butt splice them, heat shrink them, shrink wrap them. Then I'll start running everything up, tape them off, and zip tie them. Okay, so from my pump, I do have it taped and zip tied, my cable and my rope all the way up. Other end of the line now. I've got my wire, my rope, and my pipe here. I've already made my cut at the 110 foot mark. That's kind of what you want it to look like. So now I'm going to get a pipe and I'm going to thread it into this end. And that we're going to drop that well down in the casing, or the pump I mean. And this is going to come down and this is going to stick through the well casing that we drilled the hole in. And then when we're done, that stays in the well casing and this comes out if you ever want to change your pump out. So that's going to go in just like that. Okay, let's see. So, see if we can film this.
This is looking down inside the well. You might be able to see. Let me zoom in there. There. You see that white ring? That's the PVC casing, the liner. And that's probably, that'd be 20 feet down there. So you can almost see the water. That's 70 feet, I think, that down there. So, yeah. There you are. Let's drop that pump down there and see if we can get some water.
I just heard it hit the water right there.
Show you what that looks like. That's the other side of that pitless adapter. Now I'll put a barb fitting in there, and then my PVC or the poly pipe will go on that barb fitting out the ditch. And the wires and the rope I will tie to the well cap, and then I will hook conduit to that well cap, and it'll come down in the same ditch with the pipe over to the powerhouse, and that's what will supply the pump with power. But let me button this all up and then I'll show you again. So being that this is a 24-volt pump, I have two 12-volt batteries. I'll wire those in series. Positive to negative on two 12-volt batteries in series should give me 24 volts. There's my negative, there's my positive. 24 volts. So then you remember when we wired that pump up, because the color combination between the pump and the wires that I had, those wires were red and yellow off the pump, and we said, well, for negative we'll stay with black and we'll make the white one our positive. That's some red tape around here. I can wire this red. So just to make everything right, I'll put phase tape on this positive wire. See, they're getting heavier. We have water.
It's actually really clear looking.
She works good. That's off for them two batteries. Well, later on when I get my powerhouse up here this spring, I'll have my wind generators and solar panels running. We'll have this filling up the pond while nobody's here. Not bad pressure. Not bad.
It works.
That'll work fine for me. All we'll do is fill up a big tank, and then from that tank, we'll have a pressure pump supplying the cabin and what else we got going on. But I'll probably let this run for a while until these batteries die. But in a nutshell, that's it. We got the whole day. We got water. Yeehaw. Super excited. We got water. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, leave them below.
I'm gonna move way back in the mountains, build a cabin nobody can find. I'm gonna move